What's going on, people? Welcome back to another John Sinclair TV, but it's Harry's channel, by the way. So it is Scarthy Spurs Talk, and I'm hosting this show tonight. And Harry deserves a bit of a break, day off today. So I've got Doug with us. Big up to you, Doug.
It's great to be on, John. Thank you very much for that. I mean, obviously, thank you very much to Harry for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be on, and looking forward to this.
Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. As you can see, I've got no green screen tonight because it's a Harry's channel. For some of you, I've got a green screen on it, so I do apologise, guys. And we're doing the pre-Premier League show tonight. We're going to go through all the fixtures. We're going to go through the predictions. We're going to have our say on it and the forms as well. So if you like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe to Harry's channel, Scarthy Spurs Talk. Also, do subscribe to John Sinclair TV, and also subscribe to Douglas, the Dugout Football channel. We're still waiting for Orest to come on, but it hasn't turned up yet, and I'm always been sent a link. I don't know, but it is what it is. So we go for the comments straight away. We go start with Fulham fan Barney. Big up to you, Barney. Hope you're well. And tonight's host John, and guest big up to Harry on this channel. Everyone, make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much indeed. I will send the link and in the chat later on, and Doug will tell us his channel. Big up to Matty, hope you're well. Big up to you, good to you. I won't be staying this long because of Tottenham. No, Matty enjoyed Tottenham tonight, and good luck against Coventry City. Matty, if you do subscribe to John Sinclair TV, and also subscribe to Douglas' channels as well, the Dugout Football channel too. And good luck as well in the evening to Matty as well again. Right, we're going to go straight into it. Doug's been a long time, so go straight into it. How's things for you, man? What's been happening?
Yeah, well, I'm not doing too badly. I was out. I was at Liverpool against Forest on Saturday, so yeah, that was a disappointing result. But no, taking nothing away from Forest, I think they deserved to win. They were by far the better team, and they had a game plan, and they stuck to it and came away with the victory. Apart from that, working and getting ready for my 1-year-old, well, my nearly 1-year-old son's birthday next month as well.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. And big up to your little lad as well. And I hope you being a dad is going to be tough work. But big up to you, Doug, because you deserve to be a dad. And I hope the family are amazing as well. Right, let's go straight into it. So we're going to go for the first game. It's a 12:30 kickoff. It's a Saturday afternoon game. And it's a game between West Ham and Chelsea. West Ham are 14th in the league at the minute. Spent big in the summer, by the way. And Chelsea are currently 8th. And yeah, I mean, Doug, I mean, West Ham, I mean, look, started slowly. They got a point against Fulham the last game, a late goal. And Chelsea scored against Bournemouth to win the game. I mean, how impressed are you so far with these two teams?
West Ham have sort of started very, very slowly. I think that kind of comes with the price of buying like a lot of players. Like they need to sort of gel, and I think let's be honest. I know Barney's in the chat. It was a smash and grab for West Ham. I think we have to all be totally totally saying that as well, because that was a smash and grab that Danny Ings got. I know Leno should have done a lot better, but yeah, West Ham. I've seen a few people sort of get a little bit frustrated with Lopetegui, which I think he needs to get his. I think he needs to get his order and straight. And look, I think when you come into a new club, you need to get a little bit of time as well. But I think West Ham have started a little bit slowly, but I am seeing sort of signs that there are once the players gel, they'll be absolutely fine. But as I said, it was a smash and grab against Fulham the weekend. Yeah. Chelsea. I mean, if anyone watched that Bournemouth Chelsea game, I mean, every man and his dog seemed to be getting booked in that game. Honestly, Anthony Taylor was just going card happy. I think Maresca and Areola got booked, and then I think it was like 6 players apiece. Look, yeah. I know that we all talk about refereeing, that sort of real bad refereeing decisions as well. But Anthony Taylor's actually been dropped this weekend. He's not refereeing a single game. I think he's fourth official at Southampton Ipswich, and I think he's fourth official at Brighton Nottingham Forest at the weekend as well. So, yeah, he's been demoted, which I think he's kind of deserved it because 14 yellow cards is a record. And I think Bournemouth and Chelsea are going to be facing a £25,000 fine. I think I read as well. But going back to Chelsea, that's a massive win because I think a lot of people would probably expect them to struggle. Obviously, conceded the penalty as well to obviously Evan Nielsen, and obviously Robert Sanchez did save very, very well. But Nkunku's a big player, John. I think Nkunku is like a real new signing now. And I think when you look at Chelsea as a whole, they need to keep him fit because he can get you goals. He's got a few important goals already this season. I think he's a big player for Chelsea. But yeah, London derby, 12:30. We don't know what to expect. It should be a cracker.
Yeah, I'll go with that as well. I mean, Chelsea in the league, if you look at the last 4 games, including Servette, if you take a Servette away, they got beat off Man City, they beat Wolves, and then they drew the Palace at home, and then they had a good result against Bournemouth away, which is a tricky game. And then if you look at the West Ham, I mean, 2 defeats in 4 against Villa at home, City, we expect to get beat off City. Away to Fulham, which is an undeserved draw, to be fair, because if Fulham didn't take their chances, then West Ham would have been Fulham would have been out of sight. And Palace away, and at Palace, a good result for them as well. But still, in that, I mean, this game could go either way. I mean, West Ham is going to be up for it. Trouble is, they cannot win at home, and Chelsea are playing some great stuff under Enzo Maresca. I thought everyone said he didn't get a last at Chelsea. I've got them top 4 this season because I truly believe they're going to find a way. And if Palmer gets on to form, Madueke gets on form, and Nkunku as well, then I think Chelsea have a massive season. But yeah, this can go either way. I'm going to say 1 each in that game. What about you, Douglas?
I think home advantage could be key. I know West Ham beat Chelsea last season. I think it was a 3-1 win. I think they got like a late penalty. I think yes, actually that's right because that was Caicedo's debut. He gave away a sloppy penalty, I think, in the last few minutes, and West Ham won that 3-1. I'm actually going to go for a West Ham win. I think they need a home win, and I think this is the kind of game where you look at them. Chelsea are obviously not in. I don't think they've got Conference League action, unless I'm very much mistaken. But I don't think they've got it this week. I think it's like next week. So they've got a full week to prepare. West Ham haven't had any Carabao Cup because obviously they play us in the Carabao Cup next week. So I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham. I think West Ham could win this. I'm going to go 2-1 to the Hammers.
Cool. Fair enough. I mean, that's a good scoreline for you. And I'm going to go 1 each. And tell us your thing in the chat as well. We're going to go through comments as well. Big up to Barney. The most undeserved draw I've seen aside you get in the cottage, but we paid for not killing the game off exactly. And we've got big up to Harry as well. You have a good enjoy Tottenham. I swear he's trying to beat that record as a Matty. Then we've got Luca. Big up to Luca. Hi to you. Is that also Luca? Has he changed his title?
Yeah, he's changed his channel name, I think. I did see that he had he changed his channel name, I think. I'm not sure. But sure. Yeah, that is definitely Luca.
Fair enough. Big up to Luca anyway. Big Arsenal fan. I hope you're well, mate. And yeah, so let's go on to the next one. Just going to get the next one up there. It's a game between Villa against Wolves at Villa Park at 3 o'clock. I went to the game obviously on Sunday against Wolves. I mean, look, they will click, but they need to get a move on. But missed chances as well. And paid the price, and we won that game. But Aston Villa going great guns at the minute. I can't even lie because, look, under Emery, he's done a fantastic job at Villa Park. Ollie Watkins, the monster goals again, scored twice. Came out for 2-0 down in the one by 3 goals to 2. And they, if you think about it, good start to season, 3 wins and a defeat. And Wolves, well, in the bottom 3, lost to Arsenal, Chelsea, we know that. And they drew at Forest and they got beat off us. So there's only going to be one winner, man.
Yeah, I think this is I think you could probably say that Villa are definitely going to be big favourites for this game. They've just come back from a comeback win against Everton. I mean, I'll be honest, John. I watched that game in a Liverpool pub, and when Everton went 2-0 up, I said, "You need the third. You need the third goal. If you don't get the third goal, then Villa will definitely come back." And that's indeed what happened. But look, I've got to say that was a very good comeback win for Aston Villa, and Duran's goal is probably one of the goals of the season. It was an absolute beauty. I mean, if anyone hasn't seen it, then I think it's a fantastic goal. It's one of the goals of the season for me. I didn't see your game with Wolves. Obviously, I was sort of on the train heading home at that point, but I did see the goals after. And one thing I do have to say, Fabian Schär, he has that in his tank. He has that in his locker that he can score from that range. And obviously, Harvey Barnes with a wonderful goal. I tell you something, Harvey Barnes could be a very, very key player for you as well. But again, Wolves, it's disappointing what's happened with them recently. They've just not started at all, and I think as well. Look, I think Newcastle deserved to win against Wolves. I watched the highlights. Obviously when I got back from Liverpool, and I thought Newcastle deserved to win. I thought Newcastle were the far the better team, as well, especially in that second half. I think the changes at halftime definitely changed as well, changed the game as well. So Wolves are in a bit of a sticky situation at the moment, and I think it's a tough start that they've had. They've obviously had Chelsea,
yeah,
they've had Arsenal, and they've had Forest. So not too, and obviously you guys as well. So it's not been the most easiest starts. Now they go to Villa Park, which is like a fortress at the moment. So I'm like you, I can't see anything other than Villa win. I think it's just a case of how many. I'll go 2-0 Villa. Go 2-0 Villa.
Yeah, I'll go with that as well because I know Wolves have put up a fight. I know that they give it a go because it's a Midlands derby, and they probably have to understand what it means. And I mean, I like the look at Andre as well. Andre looks a really good player. Coming through Menezes as well, and they got players like Cornea as well. I was disappointed in them on Sunday. I can't lie. Should have scored a fantastic goal, but Nick Pope made a world-class save. And they got a guy up front, Larson up front, the Norwegian, and he looks a real handful, that guy. He should have scored twice against the second half, hit the post and put him in a good save. Wolves should have been out of sight. But you know what? As for Villa, yeah, good start to the season. I mean, John Duran, outstanding super sub. You know, Watkins a monster goals. You know what John McGinn's all about. We know that Tillemans has come together on Nana scoring goals. And yeah, their defense could be a little bit shaky. I can't lie, but yeah. I think Villa will concede. But I think this time, after that win against Young Boys, I think they're gonna. I'll go with it. It's gonna be a 2-0 win for the Aston Villa for sure. So we'll go with that. And yeah, so let's go on to the next game, and it's gonna be Barney's team Fulham against my team Newcastle. And at the minute, Fulham are 12th, we're third. And if you look at Fulham chances as well, I mean, if you look at it, right, I mean, we've played them twice this year. In the Cup, 1-2-0. In the league, 1-1-0, right? And Fulham looks a tidy team. The problem with Fulham, they're not scoring enough. That is the thing.
Yeah, and they were taken all the way to penalties last night by Preston. I think that's a record of penalties taken. I don't think... I remember Liverpool beat Middlesbrough 14-13 on penalties after, I think, a 1-1 draw in like 90 minutes, and obviously the 120 minutes after that. So, yeah, I think to be taken to penalties, that would have taken a lot on the players as well. So I think Newcastle have had like a sort of a week to prepare for this game as well. And to be fair, your record at Craven Cottage is very, very good. 4-1 win there last season. I seem to remember was it Almiron? I think scored one of the pick of the goals as well. So look, Fulham, I think have started all right. I think they've started okay. I've seen a lot of people sort of having Fulham sort of down towards like the lower end of the table. I don't think they're going to be in the lower end of the table. I think they're now sort of a real solid unit, real solid unit in the Premier League. And I think when you look at the way that they've been playing recently, Fulham, yes, they lost to Preston. They did lose to Preston, but they gave Leicester a good game. They beat them 2-1, and that was a very, very good game. So I think with the fact that they've been taken to extra time, obviously to penalties last night, I think Newcastle will have just little bit more about them. And I think the likes of Harvey Barnes and obviously, if Isak's fit from his bleeding nose, then yes, then I think Newcastle should come away with the victory. So I'm going to give Newcastle the same result as they did last week, and I'm going to go 2-1 to Newcastle against Fulham.
Cool stuff. I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle as well. But you know what? We will concede, unfortunately, because our defence are not clicking this yet. But, I mean, look, I want to see a change in midfield for Newcastle United. I want to see Sean Longstaff dropped. I want to see Joe Willock come in, because... or Tonali, to be fair, Tonali come in because I want him to come in. But 36 has been poor. Very, very poor. I'm not going to lie. First half, he gave the ball away. 10 seconds later, Wolves scored. Yeah. Now, apparently, I don't know if it's true or not, it's going to be offered a new 2-year contract, right? Which I think that's a mistake for me. I mean, Eddie is dying to get this guy signed up. I don't understand why. Then you got Lewis Miley there. You got Joe Willock. We don't need that many midfields. That's the thing. I mean, Longstaff's not going to flip us to 12 anytime soon. He won't. But he ain't good enough. We'll come on to him in a bit. But I'm going to go through the comments before I come to Orest as well. Newcastle's a great start. We certainly should be on more points based on how we achieved. Late goal at Old Trafford, late goal by West Ham. I think we'll give Newcastle a good game. I think he will. I hope you do. But you've got to take your chances, Barney. As a record for pens, we played practically reserve team. Yeah, unlucky yesterday. Wow. Could have gone on all night. Last night, rested most of the team. That's from Barney. I've been impressed with Smith Rowe and Anderson. He's going for once each. That's what he's going for. We've done good business in the window. I rate Newcastle start too. Yeah. I mean, look, listen, we could have done with another defender on the right side of mid. I don't think last night's results will affect us too much, as most of the players who will play on Saturday were rested. Yeah, that's true. I never want to see a penalty shootout like that ever again. That's from Barney. Right, let's go on to Orest. Right, we've gone for a few games. Just I'll ask you a couple of questions. Right, give you a score predictions of the game between West Ham and Chelsea.
Oh, West Ham Chelsea. This could be a quick one because West Ham, you just don't know what West Ham side to expect to turn up because yes, they've had a hit and miss form, but they've got a good side. They've got a good squad. It's just the manager that I don't rate. Lopetegui, I don't rate Lopetegui that highly, but I'm gonna go with a draw. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Okay, cool. I was just going to catch up on the ones you missed. Got one game between Villa and Wolves at Villa Park. Villa started well. Wolves are struggling at the minute, and there should be an easy 3 points for Villa.
Yeah, 3-1 Villa. 3-1 win for Villa, yeah.
And finally, I don't know if you heard it, Fulham against Newcastle United at Craven Cottage. Fulham are not the best of starts, I can't lie, but Newcastle are going great guns. 10 points out. First 4 games, but we've not been playing well.
No, yeah, you haven't. Also, like you mentioned, I think centre-back addition would have been great for you guys in the summer, but that didn't happen. But Newcastle Fulham, I'm gonna go 2-1 Newcastle. And Newcastle's gonna win here. Fulham, like Barney said, late goal from us at the beginning. Fulham, they had their chance against us. They just didn't take it, and then see with the West Ham game as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 Newcastle win here.
Fantastic stuff. I'm going 2-1 to Newcastle as well, and to maintain our perfect start as well. let's go straight on to Leicester against Everton. Unless I'm going to start with you, Miss. I mean, Leicester, quite steady. And Everton, what can I do? What can you do about Everton?
Let Bubbles talk about
awful, man.
Everton. Everton. Look, I said it earlier. As soon as Villa got that goal just before half time, you just knew that they were going to capitulate like they did. They got knocked out of the Carabao Cup last night as well, which it's just not go. This is not happening for Everton at the moment. But then again, this is a game where there's been two teams that have actually lost leads. Leicester were 2-0 up against Crystal Palace, absolutely cruising, and then Crystal Palace got back to 2-2. So yeah, Everton going 2-0 up and then losing 3-2. So I mean, most people would probably look to maybe Everton's Leicester's first win. But do you know what? Because they've had like two back-to-back games in a row where they've like lost the lead and then like lost the game. I wonder if like roles will reverse this time and like Leicester go into the lead and then Everton come back. So this might be a bit of a bonkers prediction, but I do know that Everton do have a good record at the King Power. And I'm actually going to go for the right end of this result for Everton. I'm going to go Leicester 2, Everton 3. Because they've got that result in them. They have that result in them. They always seem to have a weird result in there. They beat Brighton 5-1. They went to Brentford and won 3-1 as well. So I think Everton are due a real interesting game. And I think this could be one of the shocks of the weekend. I'm going 3-2 to Everton.
Okay, cool. Doug's going 3-2 to Everton. Orest, what about you, Leicester against Everton?
I mean, look, Everton for me, right? The form that they're going, right? They deserve, because the way that they're trying to give us for driver Brentford's price, 80 million. Listen, Everton, keep going this form, because if they do get relegated, right, they're gonna have to ask for at least 30 million max. So for Brentford, but no, Leicester Everton. I see a Leicester winning. I'm gonna go with 3-2 Leicester.
Cool. I mean, this team could go either way. I mean, Everton's got scoring goals, right? Score's not a problem, but they're conceding too many from winning positions as well to end up in defeats. I mean, Sean Dash is under pressure, no question about that. But I mean, Calvin Lewin, if he stays fit, anything could happen. As for Leicester, Vardy, I mean, is playing well, to be fair. They were 2 up against Palace and only drew 2 each. But home advantage, I think Leicester's just done enough for me. I'm going to go Leicester 2, Everton 1 for me. And so I'll go with that one, guys. And I'm going to go with Doug's next one. Doug's beloved Liverpool against a much improved Bournemouth at Anfield. Take it away, Doug.
Yeah. First things first, Nottingham Forest deserve to win. I'll get that out of the way. They had a game plan. They came to sit back tightly and catch us on the counter-attack, and that's exactly what happened. And we just weren't prepared for Callum Hudson-Odoi right foot. We all know that Callum Hudson-Odoi likes to cut in his right foot, and it was a fantastic finish. But it's always nice to be back at Anfield. So it was nice to be back at the game. I caught up with a lot of people at the game as well. So that was good. But yeah, the result disappointing. But last night was a good response from us, beating. I know you watch a lot of Serie A, John, but AC Milan. I just don't know what to think about AC Milan at the moment.
Nah, I mean, look, they've got a new team up there. They've got Tammy Abraham up front as well. They've done very well to keep on the Mike Maignan, and Tamari as well. And do you know what it is, right? Milan, since Pioli's been sacked and they got Fonseca coming through, this is his first season here, but you've got to give the guy a chance. I mean, they're not going to win Serie A, but that's going to go to Inter Milan again. Inter, I think Juve is going to push them close as well. I think Napoli under Conte will be thereabouts. Yeah, it didn't do them any favours. Lost to Verona in the first game of the season, so that didn't help their course whatsoever. But Napoli have spent well, to be fair. For me, I'm gonna. I still think Inter will win it. They will find a way, always find a way. Yeah, because they're the best team, so yeah, no question about that. But Juve and Napoli push them close. But I think it's a fantastic league that can go either way. And Roma's just sacked their manager today. They're RC as well, which I cannot believe. I can't understand why they did it. But 3 points of the first 4 games, it just hasn't helped their course to whatsoever. But they get someone in and they move. So see what happens. But
I just like watching yesterday. Like I was watching like some of the players that came on yesterday. Like Emerson Royale came on, and it's like, okay, have AC Milan sort of gone from like a really really good side to like an old Premier League team? Because look at Tomori, Loftus-Cheek, Pulisic, Morata, Emerson Royale. It's like, okay, there's a few interesting wee players in there. But no, it's still to get a good result away at AC Milan. 3-1 in the end. Could have been a lot more, but it was a very good result for us. Bournemouth, quietly going about their business. I thought they were very unlucky to lose against Chelsea. Obviously from the highlights that you watched, they were right up in that game, and I think a draw would have probably been fair, but Chelsea do best and get that late winner. Bournemouth don't have a very good record at Anfield. They don't have the best of records there, but I'm going to back my boys. I'm going to back us. I'm going to go back us to get back into winning ways in the league. But I've got Bournemouth to score because they do like to score. I think Semenyo scored last season at Anfield, and I think Bournemouth took the lead actually, if I seem to remember as well. So I'll go 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah. I've got as well Liverpool to beat Bournemouth by 2-1. They have to come back from behind to do so. And I think Liverpool will find a way this time. They can't go lose to home defence on a bounce. That will not do their title hopes any good at all whatsoever. Orest, Liverpool, Bournemouth.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a hat trick here, so 2-1 as well, Liverpool. They need to bounce back, but Forest played very good tonight. They sat well, and so Bournemouth it's not gonna be an easy game, but I think Liverpool should get the job done if they want to be in the title race.
Cool stuff. So 2-1s all around there. I mean, for me, I think Bournemouth, Areola, I think he's done a great job there, and they are hard to beat. But I think Bournemouth have to got goals to them. But I think Liverpool just about have enough. I'm going 2-1 to the Scousers, of course. Let's go on to 2 newly promoted sides, both looking for the first win of the season. Southampton at home against Kim McKenna's Ipswich. This will be a cracking game. I can see goals in this because both teams got promoted, and Ipswich as champ. Is it Ipswich as champ? Did they go up as champions last season? Ipswich? No, they didn't they? So
no, it was Leicester.
No.
So they came second. Southampton through the playoffs. Leicester's champions as well. Both look for the first win of the season. Southampton plays possession football under Russell Martin, and Ipswich under Kim McKenna makes the side so tough to beat. I'm gonna fancy just Ipswich on this game by, I'm gonna say 2-1 to Ipswich. What do you think of it, Doug?
I watched Southampton last week against Manchester United, and I thought for the first 10 to 20 minutes, I thought they were the better team. I think they were right on to Manchester United, and obviously they had the missed penalty as well, like from Cameron Archer. When you've got Brereton Diaz, who actually has like 100% penalty kick records from taking spot kicks, so that was a bit of a surprise that he didn't take that one. But no, I thought Southampton played well. I thought they played well, but obviously you get the sucker punch. Obviously, Delict scored a really good header, I've got to say, as well. And then Rashford scoring for like the first time in, was it 13 games as well. And then 3-0 in the end, and then obviously Jack Stevens got sent off as well. And I've got to say it was the right decision. I think it was the right decision to send them off. It was a really, really bad challenge. I think Stuart Atwell made the right decision to, he made the right decision to send Stevens off, because it was a bad challenge on Garnacho. Ipswich, look, they did all they could last week against Brighton. They stayed in the game, and that was the main thing for me, is that they stayed in the game. I think the lap hit the post as well, so they could have easily snatched it. So I just look at both these sides, and at this moment in time, I would have to fancy Ipswich, because Southampton, for me, they're not scoring enough goals. Yes, they got through against Everton last night. They got through on penalties by the skin of the teeth again. It had to come from behind again in that game. So I'm actually going to go for Ipswich as well. I don't see Southampton scoring. I think Ipswich will get one of their... Well, they got a clean sheet last week. I'm going to go for them to get 2 clean sheets in a row. I'm going to go 1-0 Ipswich.
Yep, that'll be interesting as well. I mean, it could go either way, but I've got 2-1. And just before I come on to you, just to let you know that if you win on Saturday, Newcastle will be top of the table, by the way. So let's get that win at Cleveland Cottage, because City and Arsenal are going to come on to in a bit. And Orest, about you, Southampton, Ipswich, how do you think the game's going to go? And also, will there be goals in this game?
Yeah, Southampton, Ipswich, 2 promoted teams in the Premier League. Southampton, they played very good against us for the first, I'll say 20-25 minutes. They were good. They were stringing some passes, good passes. And at the end of the day, right, if Southampton, if they keep losing, they're gonna have to eventually sack Ross Martin. But I think he's a decent manager, to be honest. It's the players, like, for me, if you still have Jack Stephens and Ben Derek or these type of centre backs, then you deserve to go down, in my opinion, because sometimes in football you need to change. You can't keep having these centre backs game in, game out. So Ipswich, I think Ipswich are going to win it. They're going to keep a clean sheet. So I'm going to go with 2-0 Ipswich here. Clean sheet for Kieran McKenna's side. So and I think Ipswich will stay up as well. So 2-0 win. Yeah.
I'll go with just to stay up as well, and Kieran as well. I think he's done a fantastic job there. So, so Doug and Orest say 2-0. I'm saying 2-1. Let's go on to the next game. It's at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium between Spurs, Harry's team versus Brentford. And Spurs need to bounce back very quickly, because getting beat off also bloody hurts them big time, and lost to us as well. I mean, is Ange under pressure? For me, I don't think he is, because I think he's a fantastic manager. But this high line, Doug, I think teams have worked him out. I'm not going to lie. I think he's a brilliant manager. Loved him at Celtic. But you expect Spurs to bounce back in this game. But Brentford's going to make it tough for them, man.
Yeah, look, I think first things first, I thought Tottenham were very toothless against Arsenal. They just had absolutely nothing in that final third. I mean, the only real player that was really sort of making an effort to sort of try and get something on goal was Dominic Solanke. Brennan Johnson is another player who's like another sort of Adama Traore, where he gets really, really well down the byline, and then it's just that final pass that he can't find anybody. As well, but no, I thought it was a very, very solid performance from Arsenal. I thought they were very, very good against Tottenham. Brentford did that thing again where you score early against City and then you anger them, and then. But to be fair, they didn't get back. They didn't get hammered. It was only 2-1. But I do have to say that the loss of Vissa is a massive blow. And I said this on my show. I said this on my Premier League podcast. If Brentford lost 1-2, Tony and Vissa, I would be very, very worried for them. But they have got Fabio Carvalho to come in. I know they won last night in the Carabao Cup as well. Carvalho looks like he could be a player that could definitely come in to fill that void as well. They'll obviously Kevin Schade as well. But I was very, very. I felt for Vissa, because Vissa actually opened the scoring at the Etihad, and Brentford are a good side. They're a good side under Thomas Frank, and but I think they'll be fine because I think they've got the sort of the Premier League's nous now. I think that's what they're 4 or 5 seasons now they've been up. So I think they'll be fine. But away from home at Tottenham, I fully expect Tottenham to bounce back in this one. But I am, I'm going to go for another. I've been kind of continuing the trend here. I'm going to go 2-1 to Tottenham, but not a confident 2-1. I'll be honest with you because I do think Ange Postecoglou is under pressure. I do think he is under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he is. I mean, look, people make it out he is, but I don't think he is because if he goes, who's Levy going to bring in? That's the thing. I mean, the rest. I mean, is Big Ange under pressure, mate?
I don't think so. For me, listen, Ange is not the problem for me at Spurs. Like when Spurs fans ask me about my opinions, for me, it's Daniel Levy. He's the only problem at Tottenham. And for me, right, because if you think about Tottenham, they've had Conte, Mourinho, all these managers, right, still haven't won trophies. This Daniel Levy guy sacked Mourinho just 2 days before Cup final. So for me, right, I think it's Daniel Levy. But Ange, listen, fans are not happy because I don't know if you guys saw it, but he made a weird substitution where fans were furious, where he took off James Maddison, brought on Timo Werner. So you can't be doing that in a North London derby. Yes, I know Maddison didn't have his best game, but still, there's like 12 minutes. You need your creative players on. So yeah, Tottenham versus Brentford. I think Tottenham will bounce back, and I think they'll show reaction. I'm going to go Tottenham 3, Brentford 1. But I do think Brentford, they are a good side under Thomas Frank. He sets them up well. So I know they lost Tony, but they still got Fabio Carvalho. I think they got another midfield as well. So listen, Brentford, I think they'll make it a bit hard, but I think Tottenham will find them spaces as well. So yeah, 3-1 Tottenham.
Cool. Got one from Barney. Brentford against Tottenham again. A decent game, but I expect a Spurs 2-1 win. I don't think Ange is under pressure yet. It would take a bad run to make that happen. He's a great manager. I heard a lot of people say if they lose tonight against Coventry, he could be in big trouble. But I don't think he will be anyway, in my opinion. But I kind of agree with you two guys. I think Brentford are a decent side. Spurs will get goals in that. But I think Spurs will see the day. I'll go with 2-1 win. I'll go with Orest and Doug as well. I'm going to go 2-1 to Tottenham as well. And I think Tottenham will have to score late on. That's what I think will happen. But they could be back on a winning trail under Big Ange. And Dominic Solanke needs to start scoring as well on the £65 million very, very quickly. Let's go on to the next game. It's at Selhurst Park. And another manager we're looking for his first win, which is Crystal Palace, Ole Glasner versus Man United. And to me personally, I think I don't think this will be 4-0 again. But, Doug, I tell you what, this is a tricky one to call because Palace are so tough to beat at home. But Palace needs to fix up very quick. And I think Gahey needs to fix up very quickly because since being linked to Newcastle, right, and doing that move, his form has been shocking. I mean, Jerry Vardy had him on toast last week for pace. And his performances, like the first goal against, I think it might have been Boumian for Brentford, where he'd lost him, scored from it. But I think Mark needs to fix up very quickly.
Yeah, no, I think he's not been in the best of form. But then again, Palace haven't really been in great form either. So, but yeah, that's an interesting one. And we all remember last season, I think Palace did the double over Manchester United, I think for the first time ever, I think in Premier League history. So I think that was sort of bound to happen at some point. That they were going to get the double. I mean, well, fair play to United. They've scored 10 goals in the last 2 games. Yes, I know they've been to Southampton and Barnsley. I think Crystal Palace will give them a much harder test as well, because Selhurst Park, under the lights, 5:30. It's always a very, very good place to be at under the lights at Selhurst Park. And I think as well, when you look at Manchester United at the moment, Ugarte, started last night. I think he'll be a good player to come in and sort of just have that bit of defensive stability, because I think United with like Casemiro at the moment, they're looking a little bit open. And I thought against Southampton, Southampton got through Manchester United's midfield really easily in that first half, and then obviously De Ligt did score the opener as well. And obviously, good Marcus Rashford has been back in the headlines as well with his goal against Southampton as well. And obviously Garnacho as well as another one as well. Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one because usually in this game you'd probably say United would probably go and try and get that away win, but I just got a feeling Palace under the lights are just such a different side. They're just such a different side when they are under the lights. So I'm sorry, Orest. I'm actually going to go 2-1 Palace. I think Palace might get the victory here.
Yeah, I kind of agree. That I think Palace will just do it this time. I mean, Palace definitely score, but I think they'll just do it. And Orest, what do you think? Palace United.
Yeah, big game for both teams, really. We're coming into, I wouldn't say form, but listen, 10 goals in two games. I just hope that we can find some consistency now with us. So, yeah, I hate these 5:30 and then on the nights. It just makes my blood boil. So I hope we don't lose and concede silly goals. But I think we should be fine because with De Ligt, our defense is kind of sorted. Well, I wouldn't say fully sorted, but not worse than last season. Because last season 4-0, making Mateta look unreal. And then Eze, Elise. So they don't have Elise anymore, but Eze, they still got a good attack midfield. Adam Walton and Decore. Then they got Eze, and they still got a decent team. But however, I think looking at Palace recently, they haven't been to their best. Mark Guay, what was it? Palace were valuing him at 70 million for Newcastle, and it didn't happen. So yeah, Guay hasn't been up to his best. If you get him skinned by Vardy, then that's what tells you that you've had a shocking form. But I'm going to go 2-1 United here. I think it's going to be a very cagey game. I think it's going to be United play end-to-end football anyways, but I think it will be end-to-end. But I think we'll find Palace out. I think it'll be 2-1, hopefully. So yeah, 2-1 United.
Cool stuff. And I'm going to go Palace to win 2-1, but just 2-1 to Palace. And do you know what? I think they've got some good players there, but they just need to fix up very quick. Essie looks fantastic. He really does. And I think if it goes for him, that'd be brilliant. Gay needs to defend properly, which I hope it comes at his very best. And I've got to go with that. I've got to go with 2-1 as well. Let's go on to the next one, guys. Please keep this comments coming in. Make sure you like and subscribe. And do follow Doug and Vesta on the football channels too. Let's go on to the next one, which is a Sunday game. It's a game between Brighton and Nottingham Forest at the Amex Stadium. And Brighton had that draw against Ipswich last week. They could have lost it, but Fabio Hertz has done a wonderful job at the minute, coming from St. Pauli, and 31-year-old is doing fantastic things. And Forest, after that famous victory last week at Anfield, sorry, Doug, but I have to get that in there. But so let's go on to that game. I mean, this game is going to be tough to call, really tough call.
Yeah, I think it's a tough one to call. I look at Brighton, and I think Fabian Herzler's done a magnificent job so far. 8 points from 4 games. You would have taken that. You would have definitely took that at the start of his managerial career at Brighton. Obviously, winning Manager of the Month as well, which is really, really good to see. I was happy he got it. I know there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, why did Pep not get it? Why did no Arteta get it?" But I think you've got to say Fabian Herzler had a tougher teams to play, and he did get the draw against Arsenal as well. So yeah, I think Joe Pedro might be back for this game. I know he missed the Ipswich game, so I think he'll probably be back for this one. So that'll be a big boost to Brighton. I'll keep saying it, Forest. I was very impressed with them last week, and say as well how they got Alex Moreno on loan is amazing, because I'm amazed Villa let him go. I'm amazed that they let him go on a season-long loan, because I think he has been very, very good for Aston Villa. And he was excellent last weekend as well. And I got to say, Ola Ina as well at right back was very, very good as well. They've really got a good spine to their team, Nottingham Forest now. Matt Sells is a good goalkeeper. Almost did a Massimo Taibi, where he almost let it go through his legs, and that almost went in as well. But what I will say as well about Forest is that I've seen a lot of people predict Forest to go down this season. But with an attack like Callum Hudson-Odoi, Anthony Elanga, who came on, those two came on. I was amazed those two didn't start the other weekend. But bringing them on was very, very pivotal. And Chris Wood gets you goals. Chris Wood definitely gets you goals. They've got James Ward-Prowse, they've got Morgan Gibbs-White. So the fact that people are actually looking at Forest as potentially going down, they've got Milenkovic as well, who we know very well from his time at Fiorentina, John, as well. He's very, very good. Murillo's been really, really good as well. So Forest are a really tough team to play. Forest are a really, really tough team to play against, and they're tough to beat. They are tough to beat. Still unbeaten as well. This is two unbeaten sides, and I can't separate them. I can't separate these two, so I'm actually going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Do you know what? I'm going to kind of agree with you. I mean, I'm going to go with you, Doug, so a 1-1 draw. I mean, you mentioned Milenkovic as well. 12 million quid he costs. Worth every single penny. I mean, why did we not go over this guy and go and get him? Do you know what I mean? He would have been brilliant for Newcastle United. Do you know what I mean? But, again, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But it's just crazy, man. I mean, Orest, what do you think of it, man? I mean, Milenkovic for Forest, I think he's been excellent so far. Got him in my dream team, by the way. And how do you think that game's going to go?
Yeah, you're talking about Newcastle get him. Why did United not get him, man? Like, not only just Newcastle, like, even United, what is it, 12 million? So, yeah, both teams are in good form. Forest, I think I've seen a stat there, undefeated, in 11 matches, 12 matches, something like that. So they're in a good little form. So I just, like Douglas said, I can't see one of these teams winning. I think it's going to be a draw. I'm going to go 2-2. It's going to be an entertaining match. I think Forest will get the first goal, then Brighton will react, and then second goal for Forest, and then Brighton will react again. So, yeah, it's going to be a crazy game. Both teams good form. Obviously, Forest have got a good squad, like Douglas and said. So, listen, 2-2. I can't see a win. Like, in my head, maybe Brighton, but my heart's sending me a draw. So, yeah, I'm going to go 2-2.
Yeah, fair enough. And that's going to be a tough game at the Amex as well. But I think both teams are really going to go for it because, look, I know Nuno's style of play is a counter-attack, but when they break, boy, they are really, really good. Hudson-Odoi looks good as well. Let's be real.
Giving me Wolves vibes, John and Orest. I don't know if you both agree with us, but that team there, to me, is giving me sort of 2018, 2019 Wolves vibes when Nuno came up. They're giving me those kind of vibes, and I think Forest are going to have a good season. I just can't see them going to be in a relegation battle or anything like that.
I can kind of agree, and I hope the owner of the club do back Nuno. Don't sack him. Don't keep changing your managers. Yeah, this guy is a steady, safe hands. Steady, safe. How do I pronounce it? Safe pair of hands. He is safe pair of hands, and it'll guide you to mid-table. If you finish mid-table, accept it, because at the end of the day, right? I mean, he's not going to get you relegated, but also he may not get into the top 6. But we shall see. 2-1, definitely goals. definitely a game of goals on these sides. Forest will be fine. I agree with you. I agree. And let's go on to the main event on Sunday, the last one of the weekend. I've got to mention it. City against Arsenal at the Etihad. City are flying. Erling Haaland's flying. Also flying as well. Yes, they dropped points against Brighton, one of the bogey teams. But Arsenal are going to push City all the way this season.
Yeah, I think they are. My only worry is though that I did see this. Apparently, they're playing Champions League tomorrow at Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now Champions League on a Thursday is mental, absolutely mental. It just goes to show this is going to be very, very long season. Obviously Champions League, but I felt Arsenal missed a trick last season. They were too deep against City. I think there was only one chance, if I seem to remember, in that game, and I think it was a Declan Rice header that obviously Ederson saved very, very well, and I think they had maybe one from Ake as well. Last season wasn't a great game. It wasn't a great game. It finished 0-0. It was almost like Arsenal were happy to sort of settle with the point. Now, this game, I don't think they'll be happy to settle for a point. And I think that could sort of play into City's hands. Like, I don't think City are the best defensively this season. I think when you look at Arsenal, you look at Gabriel, you look at Saliba, I think they're two really, really good players. Timber last week as well, he's very, very good. And obviously got Ben White as well. Declan Rice will be back, of course, which is massive. As well, he's obviously missed one game for the North London derby, so I think having him back is key. Not sure about the fitness of Odegaard's. I think he is a big miss. So maybe it's time to start Raheem Sterling against his former club, because he did score the last time he was at the Etihad. He scored for Chelsea, I think, in a 1-1 draw as well. So that's the thing. City's record against sort of the so-called top six last season wasn't great. Wasn't great. I mean, they had 2 draws against Liverpool. They lost one against Arsenal, and they had a draw as well. Chelsea were 2 draws. That was 4-4 and then 1-1. And then against Spurs, yes, they beat Spurs. That was the pivotal game. They obviously won them the league. But they had 3-3 at the Etihad as well. United, I think they won 3-0 and then 3-1. So I kind of look at this game and I'm like, well, this is Arsenal's sort of best chance of trying to get something. I mean, they haven't won since 2015 at the Etihad. But you can't sit too deep against City, because City have players that will really pick you off. So Erling Haaland is just in the form of his life at the moment. Well, we've said that quite a few times, haven't we? Such a tough one to call, but Arsenal don't concede many goals. That is the problem when you've got Gabriel and Saliba there. But I think City will concede, but it's whether or not they can score more than the opposition.
Yeah,
I think City just take this one 2-1. I'm going to go City 2-1.
Yeah, you could be right. Man City 2, Arsenal 1. That's from Luca. Man City 2, no duplicates there. 3-1 to City. We ain't beating City. Already got out for 2 to 3 months. That's breaking news. That ain't good. That's not good at all. 5, yeah. So what about you, Orest? Your take? I mean, Doug's going. Are you going for City? Did you say? Yeah.
Yeah, 2-1 City.
2-1 City. And Orest, your take?
It's gonna be a great game because Arsenal, like, the only reason why they won against Tottenham was that they was very good defensively. Like, defensively, they were very good, but obviously, offensively, they weren't at their best. So, and City, but Arsenal, the way they play against Tottenham, they can't play that against City for me. So, I think both teams are going to be out. Thinking Rice is back, very important, but still, obviously, Odegaard's still out. So, I think Trossard in that 10 row kind of works. So, it's definitely going to be interesting. Big game, but I do see City winning here. I know I said about how good they are, how good Arsenal's defensively, but I do see City winning this 3-1. But again, obviously Arteta and Pep, both good managers, but yeah, I think City will be a bit too much for Arsenal, in my opinion. So yeah, 3-1 C.
Wow, fair enough. And for me, I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a tight game as well. But if City are also going to win this game, they've got to keep it tight at the back, and I think they will. But it's going to be a Lucas Service lose City titles over. It's a long way to go. But I can see what Lucas is trying to say.
City ain't going to win every game, Luca. City are definitely not going to win every game. There will be drop points here and now. It's still very, very early on. Look, Arsenal probably shouldn't have dropped points against Brighton, but you did. City have started very, very well, you've got to say. But they do have some tough games coming up. They do have some very, very tough games coming up. So I wouldn't lose hope yet. If you lose, then it's not the end of the world. If you get a draw, then you're right in it. If you win, that's a big bonus, because that's more points above above City that you had last season as well. And look, they struggled at the Emirates last season. You might beat them in the Emirates this season. So, but yeah, that record, 2015, since you haven't beaten City at the Etihad, is very, very poor.
Yeah, it's a long season. It's a long season. But we have to see what happens, man. And for me, I'm going to say I think Arsenal will score, but I think City's going to win. I'm going to say City 2, Arsenal 1. And I think that'll be an advantage to City at this stage. So Lucas says he's going to win the title. City, Arsenal, Liverpool. And so I'll go say 2-1 as well. So yeah, so it's going to be some cracking games. I'll ask the question. I'll start with you, Orest, this time. Who's going to be the first goal scorer in the Premier League?
Ooh, you put me on the spot there. Well, for see Arsenal.
And any game.
Game. First goal scorer.
The first scorer in the Premier League.
Oh, it's tough. Any players? Oh, I'm going to say Haaland.
Cool. And Douglas?
First scorer. Well, I suppose you're kind of looking at the 12:30 game, haven't you? You're kind of looking at the 12:30 game between West Ham and Chelsea. I'll go Jared Bowen. Bowen. Got a good record against Chelsea. When he scores. So yeah, I'll go Jared Bowen.
Yeah, I thought I gave the clue away, didn't I? For me, I'm going to say Cole Palmer.
All right.
But best you had to go again. West Ham, Chelsea. I know that's going to be the first goal scorer, but it don't have to be West Ham. That could finish 0-0. But who's going to be the first goal scorer? Be the last one for today.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Me. Oh, sorry. Last one. This is a tough one. I'm going to say Saliba header. Last one. Yeah, Saliba. Yeah, Saliba.
Cool. So West Ham, Chelsea could finish 0 each then. Fair dues. Right, for me, I said Palmer, didn't I? So, yeah, that's going to be it for the Premier League. I mean, excuse me, MK Don's got no manager. I believe he's gone to Carlisle, but we'll see. Right, we're going to wrap up the show there for the Premier League show for Matchday 5 PV. Thank you very much for the chat as well. And Doug, what you got coming up, man? And tell us we can find you, man.
Yeah, look, I've been kind of sporadically doing sort of YouTube recently. So I'm just sort of being very, very careful about things, and obviously with having a little one as well. So I've been sort of mainly focusing on my Premier League podcast on Spotify. So yeah, that's where you'll probably find me more now. Is probably on there. So yeah, the Totally Premier League podcast is what I do on Spotify. So yeah, check me out, and obviously the Dugout Football channel on YouTube.
Yep, fantastic stuff. And there's this Doug's channel, the Dugout Football channel. Do subscribe to his podcast. And also as well, Palmer to score first, Bowen score last, Haaland to score first, and Sleeper to score last. Cool stuff. And if you got Orest, could you tell us where we can find you, man?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Orest Football. I mainly do Premier League previews, reviews. Sometimes I do single match previews. Yeah, news that's for the big games. But no, it's been great talking to you guys. And we're up for the invitation. So let's see what happens this weekend. Will Bournemouth get the win at Anfield? 2 losses in a row for Slot. Who knows? But nah, it should be interesting. Should be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Can United find some form? Can Newcastle win? We'll see. It's going to be interesting game week of football this weekend.
Fantastic stuff. And there's Orest's channel, Oz Talks Football. Do subscribe to his podcast as well. And go for some more great show guys. Thank you, Barney. See you on Saturday, mate. Good to chat to you all. And also great host, John, and big yo to Harry and his channel. Get subscribing. Thank you, Barney. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to go on to my channel, well, Peter Products channel. Do check us out on that. I'll be going to talk about Newcastle, talk about Eddie Howe, and about being ruthless as well. There's my channel, John Sinclair TV. Do keep your eyes peeled for that. I hope to do a match preview at 9 o'clock on Thursday. I'm going to get some guests on as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Do previews, reviews. I always do Matchday vlogs as well. So check it out as well. And a bit of interviews too. So do like, subscribe. I've got 20,000 subs. So that's it for the Premier review. Thanks so much for coming on. Thank you for Harry for giving me the opportunity to host the show. And I will see you guys backstage quickly. And if you like the video, like what you watch, do subscribe to Scarvy's Spurs Talk. And yeah, cracking channel. He does previews, he reviews, he does basically everything and breaking news as well. Like, subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic evening and see you guys in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.